You had always been small and sickly. No doctor, no therapy, no magic improved your condition. You bemoaned your fate until the sickness that weakened the strong swept through your land. All but the elderly, and you withered. And in this paradoxical twist of fate, you were now the most able one in your land. Thus, the responsibility of finding a cure for the sickness was placed upon your slight shoulders. And for the first time, you came to know the burden of strength. You came to learn that the cure for this plague was a brew made from a single feather from a most particular bird, a Harpy Eagle that had once been the most formidable bird on earth. Now, however, she was weakened by injury. For the cure to work, you needed to convince the Harpy to give you one of her feathers of her own volition. It was a long journey to see the Harpy, and slow as you were, you had little hope of reaching her, while your people and the great bird herself were still alive. Yet you continued on, for what else could you do? When at last you gazed upon the great Harpy, you were filled with the strangest combination of relief, fear, awe, and compassion. As you eyed each other in interminable silence, it seemed that you each came to know the other's story, for her eyes seemed to fill with knowing. And in your mind, you saw that some bones in her wing had broken when she was thrown against a cliff face by a gust of wind before she could reach shelter from a violent storm. You knew that she now struggled to obtain food and felt the fear or potential predation for the first time in her life. Suddenly, many things happened at once. You felt an upward surge run through you that seemed to also current through the Harpy. It lifted and shifted your spine so that your breath came easier than you had ever known it so. At the same time, it lifted the Harpy out of a protective hunch. You heard the sounds of bones cracking into new positions. The Harpy stared fiercely at you one last time and then flew off. Her strength was stored. At your feet, you found a single gray feather, and in your being, you found a raw and unconquerable strength that carried you swiftly over the great many miles home.